All right, all right. Good morning, everybody. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, good morning. Do this first Saturday with you. Glad I'm on
Yes,
the wake
sir.
up list.
It's a little surreal doing it with that music. Or something. It's something about that music that it's something
Yeah,
about that music.
going to
That
court
70s
music.
vibe. Something about that 70s vibe that make me want to play that every week. All right, thank you guys for coming out this morning. And in full disclosure, I should say, Felix and I are live by way of Memorex. We're taping the night before, so literally right about 12 hours before you guys are seeing us, we are taping this and getting this ready for you guys. So it's going to be a great show as always. Please still leave a comment while we're talking because we will get back to you. And we got some great stuff to talk about today. Before we get there, let's send a shout out to the family of Larry Allen, former Dallas Cowboy, who passed away this week, All-Pro and Hall of Famer, as well as famous two live crew member, Brother Marquise. That's the soundtrack to a lot of our lives. I know not necessarily sports related for Brother Marquise, but that's who we listened to. That's who it was. That was the 80s and the 90s. And you ever went down to Atlanta for that famous picnic that shall not be named because we don't want to get anybody trying to sue us. That was the soundtrack when you was down there. So rest in peace to that young man. And
Hey, so it's only one of them left then. It's only Luther Campbell left.
I think it's one more other than that.
Nah, Fresh Kid Ice passed.
It was three. It was four total. Brother Marquise. Well, we had to research that, but I know Luke. Yeah, Luke is still left. Uncle Luke. I got a couple stories with him. Met him in person a couple times, but we'll talk about that later. All right, we go. First of all, of course, we're gonna start with this. What jersey you got on there, sir? It's not freezing on us already. Is it frozen on your side or on mine? All right. We're going to keep it moving. Looks like he has on the jersey, as always, of the opposite team that the Tigers are playing. The Tigers are playing right now. Let me get a quick look at that. Tigers are at home today. They're playing against the Milwaukee Brewers. That's the old Brew Crew jersey. And he's rocking that. And of course, I got on my Tigers gear. Viva los Tigres. We can get the Tigers back and moving in the right direction. They won 2 out of 3 from Texas and then lost tonight. But we're going to talk about that when we get to it. We're going to move forward. Our topic of the week is brought to us by who? By you. But before we do that, let's talk about, don't forget to click like, click share. Let the people know that you are out there watching us. And pick up the phone, call everybody, text them. Hey, Kamau and Felix is back on the internets. They're live by way of Memorex, and we want you guys to put our show on. Just like our goal is to be the soul train of this generation. Soul train of this generation. So go ahead, please, and talk us up and send out lots of feelings. We on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and one more. I'm forgetting one. Let's see here. IG. We on IG as well. So come on, everybody, and put us out there, and so we can get some likes and views, so we can start moving forward and get monetized. That's the word we're looking for monetized. I'm gonna move forward. Hopefully, we can get Mr. Felix back. Topic of the week: the WNBA. Is it the WNBA or sorority hazing? And why are things so physical and tough? Is it hazing, or are they trying to help these young ladies that are coming in, paying their dues? There's been a lot of pundits this week who've been weighing in on that. Former players saying, yes, it's a tough league. The young ladies as well as the men saying that, yes, things are tough. And everybody want to know how tough you are. And the women that have been drafted, not only this year, but last year as well, they have been they've been coming in with some famousness. They've been coming in to things where the young ladies that were there before them didn't have, like travel. They be complaining about the travel. They got the charter planes back. They got welcome back, sir. Welcome back.
Yes.
We're talking about the hazing. Is it the first question of the day? Is it hazing, hate, or are they paying their dues? We got a bunch of people that have been weighing in. Gil talking about how famous these new players are coming in not only this year but last year, making things better, and also Magic talked about it on the other night on Jimmy Kimmel. How it was when he first got in the league, and I don't see where it's that much different. Because if you watch a lot of women's basketball, they play tough. So it's you having about a bunch of tie-ups in the game. No matter what the level you're watching it is, you go to middle school game, go to high school game, they tying up the ball. They out there fighting. If it's a rivalry game, it might be some blows for real. I see the women's game fight a whole lot quicker than the men. We've talked about that in the past. What are your thoughts, sir?
The hazing? I ain't heard nothing about that. Oh, okay. The hate you talking about like when what was the guy that Craig James' son? When he at Texas and he went through something similar
Texas
like
Tech.
that? Was that Texas Tech or was that Texas?
He was at Texas Tech. He his son was put in the closet when he had the concussion. We talking about how they say the rookies are getting hazed on their own team by their teammates.
Okay. Well, ain't that what that is though? Initiation to know if they can trust you or not, or something like that.
Well, for years people talk about how they got to bring the Krispy Kreme and the coffee to practice first thing in the morning. How LeBron showed up his birthday with the Krispy Kreme and the coffee, and all the rookies had to do that. And the old rookies talk about how they had to carry the bags, and on the bus.
Oh, you talking about that type of hazing? Okay.
Yeah,
see, I thought you was talking about like, remember when Allen Iverson was with the 76ers and he was like, he don't mess with nobody who ain't squeaky clean. You don't remember that? He made reference to that. He was like, basically, you had to have some dirt on you in order for him to like associate with you, because he didn't mess with squeaky clean guys.
Yeah, he's like Kobe not squeaky clean too.
Yeah. I remember hearing a story. I remember hearing a story like that about up there at the University of Misdemeanors when what was the cat name? He came out of Cass.
Steve Hall?
No. He came out of Cass Tech. He was he was there before Jimmy got hired. Who was the coach before Jimmy got hired? Not the Michigan man, the other guy. The guy who came from West Virginia, that guy.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And Sissoko. Boubacar Sissoko. Yeah, he came from Cass Tech. I heard a story about that, how that went down.
I think we got our cross a little bit because Sissoko played for Michigan State.
No, they had a cornerback named Sissoko. He went to Cass Tech. He was at the team when Dennis Norfleet was running the punts back for Michigan there. Dennis Norfleet went to King, and Sissoko went to Cass Tech.
See, I was out of the area a little bit, so I'm not so versed on that high school story. You have to catch us up a little bit on that.
Yeah, he went to Cass Tech. He was pretty nice, and he went to Michigan when I can't think. I be knowing names, man, but it's late, so I can't think of the guy's name. But he was the coach then. That's when they had Forte. Remember Forte, the quarterback? He came after Denard Robinson. He ended up transferring to the University of Michigan. The University of Miami. He didn't want to share time with what was the other guy? Pat Sheridan. I don't know if that was the quarterback name for real, but it was them two. I can't think of him. He ended up leaving Michigan and he went to Arizona. He coached Arizona for a minute.
Yeah, Rich Rodriguez.
Okay, thank you. Rich Rodriguez. And Dennis Norfleet came from Cass. He used to run the points back. He came right before Eric Scherzer. And Cisco, he came from Cass Tech. And what ended up happening, he ended up something like in the initiation or whatever. And he got let go by the university.
Mm.
They kind of kept it under wraps, but it was.
Hazing's a big deal. Hazing's a big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of fraternities and sororities get in trouble for that. No matter what your no matter what your socioeconomic background, they get taken off campus for some years for hazing. Yeah. But the players talk about how they're on the court and how other teams come after their players, and they're basically saying, Magic basically said last night was that her teammates has to come to her defense when they set those hard picks and stuff like that. And Matt Barnes said the same thing. You cannot let that happen. If it happens, you going after my star player, we gotta have a little talk with your best player. And so, these are, the lady and another lady, I think it was Kennedy that they interviewed, the one who gave a hard foul, saying we're the best in the world. And yes, we are gonna try. And so
Yeah, okay, but then you gotta also think about it like this. If Aaliyah Boston and her other teammates aren't fighters, they're not subject to that. They're not used to that. That's like taking a fish out of water. He's not used to living on land. He's used to living in water. So if they're not ruthless basketball players, and because everybody is coming after her, you can't expect Aaliyah Boston them to run to her aid all the time. My thing is, if you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen. You should have stayed at Iowa. Stop babying her, man. She grown. Y'all got to stop babying this chick. You know what I'm saying?
I think they're gonna start changing rules. They're gonna definitely protect the asset. Right now, she is the asset. They're gonna protect her.
She's the golden egg.
yeah. She's the golden egg. That was part of one of the articles I posted. She's the goose, in the golden egg. Oh yeah. So they're gonna protect her, one way or another.
But by protecting her, So by protecting her, aren't you disrespecting the other ladies of the WNBA?
I would say yes, no.
Diana Taurasi didn't get protected.
Well, I would say yes and no, and here's why. You have is it disrespectful to the other players? Yes, in the fact that you don't they're gonna be mad that nobody protected them, but no, in the fact that if this is your star player and everybody coming to see him, you better have your star player out there, not sitting on the sideline with a broken elbow or a broken femur because somebody tripped her.
Right.
So you got to look at it both ways.
I'm tired of watching First Take. I'm tired of watching Sports Center. I'm tired of them babying her, man. Like, bulk up. Get in the weight room. Bulk up.
Well, Gino Auriemma talked about it as well.
You should have stayed at Iowa.
Gino Auriemma talked about it as well. I posted that on our page. Talked about how things are for and how she's not exactly ready for what the position that they're putting her in, and how she's not the best player now, but she will be soon. And he talks about how Stewie had to go through it, and how he's also talking about how she keeps talking, but you can't talk like you talking, and you got to be able to back it up because they're gonna keep coming after. It's not gonna stop. Because they still even down Taurasi, she talked junk, but she back it up. She throw them elbows.
Absolutely.
She throw them elbows in there.
Absolutely.
But she knows how to throw them. What was the guy out of Salt Lake that played for the Utah Jazz? They talked about how he would never talk on the court, but he would throw them elbows. John Stockton. She got to start learning to play like John Stockton. Throw them elbows and never get him a tech that got everybody else to tech on them.
Right.
All right. We're gonna move forward a little bit. Let's see here. Also in the WNBA, Pat McAfee called Katie the B word. He was trying to make a point as to what's going on with him on the league. And he said this. He actually called her Wahite B word, and it's been a little bit of backlash, but nowhere near as much as it had been at UI said it. So Pat McAfee's style is such that he says stuff like that all the time, but in my opinion, that went just a little bit too far. Is anything gonna happen to him? He probably gonna get a little slap on the wrist, But outside of that, probably not. Much like Scheffler, been drug the police officer and have the police department.
Wow.
And also in WNBA news, just recently, A man tried to approach Kennedy Carter when Chicago Sky got to the hotel room, and security that they said they don't have. But I guess they knew something could have happened, so they did have security on their end at Chicago Sky's hotel recently. They said a man, so we know what that means, that a man went after Kennedy Carter. If that had been an African-American man, they would have said that from the top. But they said a man went after Kennedy Carter. And let's see.
Right.
So right now, we're just going to look at some standings for the WNBA. There's some games going on right now. In the third quarter, the Aces are playing against the Storm. That game is tightened up. The Aces are up a little higher. It's 52-48. The Lynx are playing the Mercury, 56-52. And the Wings and Sparks are at the end of the third quarter, 63-61. Where the Sparks were a little bit further out. Those games are starting. All three of those games have tightened up. Where the team that's leading now a little bit further out and a little bit further out. Overall, the Connecticut Sun is 9-0. The Liberty are 9-2. The Lynx are 7-2. The Aces are 5-2. Storm are 6-3. Dream 4-4. Chicago Sky 4-5. The Mercury are 4-6. The Wings came out the gate real strong, but not at 3-5. And the other Fever are 3-9, where they started with 0-6, I think it was. So they picked things up. The Sparks are 2-7, and the Mystics are 0-11. So hey, the season's going well. And the best part about it is, no news is good news. Bad publicity is good publicity. All publicity is good publicity. Everything that's happened for the WNBA, we are talking about them. That means we're watching them. That means we're paying attention to them. And that is good for the league at the end of the day. It's paying the bills. It's paying the bills. And I know Stephen A. said when he got into an argument with his coworker, when he said, what team, who out there has been covering the NBA and the WNBA and women's sports more than what we do, more than what I do? Me and you. Me and you've been covering them since we've been on here. We made sure we took a stance to cover women's sports. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk about college softball a little bit later. So you and I have been doing it. So y'all go ahead and get on the bandwagon because we're going to keep doing it. We made a conscious decision to say we're going to follow women's sports. We're going to talk about them so we can make sure that they are represented as well. All right, don't forget to click like, click share, and let everybody know, hey, Kamau and Felix is here. We're back again. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Also, we got the book, the famous book by Mr. Marcus Holmes, Where's the Lives in Oz. Right there, that young man right there. Let's see, let me get it right up over the top. Let me change the topic. We're going to NBA and stuff. Right there, here we go. Make sure you get the book. Great Runner's Journey every day. You can get it easily on Amazon. You will have it at the door in less than 48 hours. So go ahead and get the book. We're going to transition to the NBA Finals right now. Game 1 was last night where the Celtics jumped all over Dallas. That game got to be about 8 in the third quarter, but even though they got it down to 8, it really wasn't that close. I didn't think that game was going to go like that. Looks like predictions are right. We're going to revisit those at the end of the show. See if we want to change our. We're going to probably keep the same winners, but see if we're going to do it in less time. The next game is not till Sunday. They're taking advantage of the fact that, right now they're the only game in time. 89-107 for Celtics. And by the time the fourth quarter came around, the bench was out on the court, and it was looking like open gym after Kyrie and Luka out. Yeah, it looked like open gym. In the fourth quarter, by the time about 6 minutes left or so, Dallas took their starting five out, and Celtics kept theirs in just a little bit longer right after that. They emptied out the bench, and it looked like wreck on a Saturday morning at the local church or something. That's what it looked like. That's what happens when the Celtics jumped all over them. And Porzingis come off the bench literally at the last 6 weeks or so, put up 20, and number 7 out there playing great, and the acquisition from the Bucks, things are paying off for Boston right now. I don't want to jinx them and say they're gonna win it, just flat out gonna win it in 4, but they look real good. But I know that Dallas will be back. Jason Kidd go back and analyze the film, and he's gonna put some things together for him. What did you say before? They don't play defense. What you got? What you think?
Yeah, it's over in 6, possibly 5. They can't look. Boston stretches you out. You're not playing Minnesota. You're not playing them teams you played on. Boston stretch you out. Your 2 stars don't play no defense. I told you before this started, you're going to have to play defense. They don't play defense. They don't play none. Yeah, you put up 30. What good you put up 30 and your man had 35? You still lose by 5. Neither one of y'all play D. You can blow by. You can blow by.
12. Luka had what, 18 or 22 or something like that?
18. No, Luka had 30.
He got 30. Okay.
He had 30. But you don't play D. That's what I'm saying. Porzingis can shoot threes at the top of the key. That's his favorite spot. Mm-hmm. That means your bigs got to come out and guard that. That's nobody under there to rebound. They faster. You see how Jay Brown got to the hole and dunked on both of them? They faster. They gonna beat them. And I tell you, and here's another point. Well, like I told you last week, who just passed?
Bill Walton.
Who did Bill Walton play for?
Played for the Celtics later on in his career.
Okay, so what does that city need right now?
They need some love. They need some championship. They need some rebuilding. They need some.
Okay, let me get to the final point. If the Celtics win, they have one more championship than who?
The Lakers.
There you go. Now just give me a minute. I stir it for you. Okay. I stir it.
That's a great transition. Let's go into the Lakers. They're looking at bringing in Dan Hurley to coach the team, who just won 2 championships back to back in UConn.
No.
Yeah, that's so funny because I'm thinking the same thing. Magic gave his blessing last night. He said he gonna come in, be tough, set up the defense. No. I think they set up if they hire him, they set up a possible Quinn Buckner situation. You remember when they was sending Quinn Buckner down to Dallas to turn things around? How quick did they get Quinn Buckner out of Dallas? 20 games?
Yeah, Quinn Buckner, yeah, he sure did. Yeah. No, that's a bad. If I knew the Hurleys, which I don't, but if I knew Dan Hurley, don't go down there, man. Don't go down there. Because this is not going to work. The reason why it's not going to work, LeBron can say what he want to say now because it's no season, right? Mm-hmm. Meaning he got to wait till y'all transition. He already telling y'all, don't hire this coach. The coach y'all hire for the long term. AD, don't hire for me. I only probably got 2 more years. With that being said, why even hire Dan Hurley? We touched this topic before. College coaches don't really pan out good in the NBA. Rick Pitino failed. The dude from Kentucky that went to Arkansas failed. It really does. Why you think? Remember a couple of years ago when Cleveland came knocking at Tom Izzo's door to come get Tom? Why you think Tom didn't leave?
You have to do behind down there.
You have more pull. You have more pull with an 18-year-old college kid than you have with a 32-year-old grown man who probably makes more than you. Nah. If Dan Hurley's smart, you on the verge of making history and going three championships in a row. Stay at UConn, man. The NBA ain't going nowhere. Ain't that what he told him in Love and Basketball? Didn't he tell Quincy that? NBA, get yourself established. Nah, don't go, man. Do not go. Because look at it like this. If J.J. Redick was in the front seat, what pushed J.J. Redick out the front seat to put Dan Hurley in the front seat? You got to look at all of that, man. When you make Kool-Aid, you got to get the right amount of water, the right amount of sugar. You got to stir it just right. So my question to Dan Hurley would be to Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka. Wait a minute. My name wasn't even mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. What made y'all go from J.J. Redick to me?
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. 100%. I agree with 100%. Why the change now? Why do we need to make that change now?
Right. Y'all was last week, the week before, all we heard was J.J. Redick. He's the front runner. J.J. Redick. He's the front runner. Now, they're gonna they're gonna go so far after Dan Hurley. Okay, let's since we like to do on the show, we like to play pretend. Okay, you hire Dan Hurley. You got the 17th pick and you got the 55th pick. What if he don't pick Bronny with either one of them picks? Then what? Right. Don't go, man. Stay in Stores, Connecticut, where life is good. Don't go. Because who's to say, okay, you take the job. We'll play pretend again. You take the job. You draft Bronny. It don't work out. LeBron retires. You don't think AD gonna get out of there? AD gonna do. Don't go, man. If you watching this show, do not go. Stay in Stores, Connecticut. Think about it. Who did the Lakers try to get? Okay, I give you another one. Who did the Lakers go after before? And he told them no. You don't know? They went after Krzyzewski. And Mike was like, I ain't come. Nah, I'm straight. No. He didn't even go out there and talk to him. He was like, nah, I'm straight.
I wouldn't talk to him either. Well, when I saw them not pick up JJ immediately, when they stretched it out, when they said, okay, he's the front runner, 3 days, 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, I said something ain't right. Something behind the scenes is going on that they don't want to really bring in JJ.
Right. Because in 2 years, you'll be doing this all over again. JJ Redick don't have no experience. No. He wasn't a good pro. Look at all the teams he played for. Philly, the Clippers. I mean, the list goes on and on. What did he really do in the league? He was just a shooter. Orlando. He didn't really do nothing.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. All right, we got a nice brewing World Wars with two guys who actually were really good friends. Draymond Green and Rashid are going back and forth about whether the 2004 Pistons will be able to beat any of the Warrior teams. And of course, neither one of them are backing down. She say that the Pistons only scored 70 points and they would run them out the gym. She say they couldn't match up against them. And but my opinion is you're looking at two different eras of basketball. So whose rules are you going to play? You going to play the new NBA rules or the old NBA rules? If you play the old NBA rules, the 2004 Pistons will beat them. You play the new NBA rules, the Warriors will run them off the court. So I think at the end of the day, both of them are right. And of course, neither one of them are going to back down. But at the end of the day, it's a fun argument. What do you think about it?
I'm going to tell you, like I always say, Steph don't play D. So that 2004 team that we had, Rip didn't play D. Okay, so you cancel both of them out. Tayshaun, okay, Chauncey would have been checking Clay. That kind of would have balanced out. Steph couldn't have checked Rip, and Rip couldn't have checked Steph because neither one of them played D.
Steph's supposed to check Chauncey. That's the 1 and the 1.
Nah, they would have swapped it. Kurt would have swapped that because one thing about Clay would have been able to run with Rip. Steph wouldn't have. Right. Steph wouldn't have been a runner all the way around with him.
And think about it.
Yeah, because Rip didn't ever stand still. Rip came off picks and shot. See what I'm saying? So that's why I say them two would have canceled out. Chauncey would have been checking. Clay. The Achilles heel would have been Tayshaun would have murdered Iguodala. Easy. Rashid would have bully balled Draymond. Now, here's the ticker. In 2014, who was the center? Was it Andrew Bogut? Or was it what's his name? Boobie Gibson? I mean Boobie, the old dude from Kentucky, went to Kentucky with him. Who was the center? Because now if you match it up that way, Golden State got the edge because Ben Wallace wasn't no offense. All he did was do put back dunks. He didn't have no offensive game. So you got to get an edge to Golden State there. But like you said, it all comes, what rules are we playing? Mm-hmm. And we played the 2004 rules. Yeah, I can't even say the Pistons win because Rip don't play no D. Rip couldn't check his own bag.
Talk about me with the old sayings. You got one in right there.
Yeah, he couldn't check his own bag.
I would actually like to see that. Of course, you can put it on the NBA 2K and put the two teams together and see what happens.
All right.
I would actually like to see that. That would be a good matchup.
Or if you looked at it like this, the only other Achilles heel, the Piston bench was a little bit better. You had Darvin Ham, you had Carlos, you had Darvin Ham, you had Carlos Williamson, you had Mehmet Okur, you had Mike James, you had Lindsey Hunter. That was 5 beasts right there. So who did they have on their bench? I can't even remember back then, but I think it all depends. And then Larry, a lot of people forget, Larry Brown was smart. Mm-hmm. He was a smart one. He was smart. So Steve Curry, I still can't give Steve Kerr credit because that's Mark Jackson.
Right.
And y'all just ran Mark out of town. That's still Mark. Same way Doug Collins and then Phil just came in, tweaked it a little. Yeah. That was Doug Collins who put that bull in.
Got it.
That's right.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we're going to transition real quick into Kyrie. Kyrie Irving has his own shoe line. They're talking about how they have he's going and giving props to his Indian heritage with the tassels on the side. And he has signed none other than his father to his shoe company and giving his father a signature shoe that's coming out in the fall. Want to give props to his father, who played basketball himself and taught him a lot of the game. So that's pretty unusual to do that, and I'm glad the fact that he did that. He's you keep the money in the house. I'm gonna shine you, Dad. You're gonna design your shoe. We're gonna put it out there. We're gonna make you some money, and I don't have to give you the money, even if I want. But Kyrie is very generous. He would give his dad the money anyway. But at the end of the day, that's just another way of making generational wealth. So shout out to Kyrie for that. Don't forget to once again, click like, click share, and let people know that we're here. Even though we are live by Memorex, go ahead and please leave comments as we go through these topics, and we will definitely get back to you between now and the next show. We're going to move really quickly into the NFL and the UFL. The NFL is giving away money. They give away. I never thought I would see the money they're giving away. Justin Jefferson, 4 years, $140 million, 110 guaranteed. Christian McCaffrey, 2 years, $38 million extension. And I think 25 was it? 30 of that is guaranteed. If not all of it, I think all of that is actually guaranteed. That's an extension for the contract that he just signed 2 years ago. And this is it's crazy to see for me because they talk about the NFL was always the last league in terms of money. And so they pay quarterbacks like crazy. They paying these receivers like crazy. They giving these linemen money like crazy. But who are they not giving money to? Linebackers and running backs. They're not getting money. Especially the running backs. Saquon Barkley had to leave New York to go to Philly. His biggest rival is to get a little bit of extra money. They want for him to go over there. Right. You shouldn't have to do that. He never wanted to leave New York. But hey, you got to go where somebody going to pay you. So somebody got to give you money.
Yeah, he had to leave. You had to leave Junior. He had to leave New York when they paid that sorry quarterback. Think about it. He was like, "Y'all really gonna pay him? Y'all gonna play Daniels and y'all not gonna pay me? Danny Dimes? Man, I'm gone. You can't blame me."
Is he gonna be through his injury to be back this year? I don't think so.
Oh, Daniel Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back.
I'm just thinking it up.
Yeah, he'll be back.
I like the coach. I like the Giants coach. I just feel bad that they're not giving him the ability to do much better. But they did pay some linemen over there in New York. They just don't have a running back right now. A brand name.
But then my man supposed to retire. The tight end supposed to retire. Waller. I read a report. He supposed to retire.
Dan Waller he is retired. Did he put out a rap album?
Nah, he ain't had no rap album, man.
Somebody put out a rap album. I thought it was Waller.
Nah, that wasn't him, man. You thinking of my man from Charlotte. The dude that went to Michigan State. That's who you thinking about.
I want to figure it out.
The basketball player for the domestic violence. That's what you thinking about.
Oh, going from Detroit?
Yeah, Miles Bridges. That's what you thinking about.
Miles Bridges put out a rap album. Lord.
He had a rap album because he didn't know if he was gonna get back in the league. I don't know if the rap album did good or not, but yeah, he didn't know if he was gonna get back in the league. That's who your boys talking about getting. Miles Bridges, the Pistons, Miles Bridges or Brandon Ingram. There's a whole bunch of bums on that list.
Well, I don't consider Miles Bridges to be a bum. I think he's a decent player. A change of scenery might do him good because he was doing well before he got that charge. Once that charge came along, that changed things a lot for him. I guess he figured out he's gonna be out the league like the players in Indiana. He's gonna do like what's the new world that played for Lakers that played in Indiana. He put out the rap albums.
Oh, you talking about World Metal Peace?
Yeah, Metal World Peace. Yeah,
Ron Artest, aka Ron Artest.
Yeah, he put out the rap album when he was out the league too. He had his own. Oh, yeah. You can do something better than that. Didn't Dave Chappelle talk about all the labels that everybody started when they got that money from the government? It's a bit, you need some financial planning.
The only one that really strived at that was Shaq. They actually did a straight album. The first one, that was I still bump that every once in a while in this thing. Yeah, Shaq, I'm outstanding.
Without the Fushnikins.
Without the Fushnikins.
With the Fushnikins or without the Fushnikins?
No, without the Fushnikins. No. I'm talking about the first album, the one he had where he had I'm Outstanding on there. Yeah, Shaq was there.
I love Shaq. It's
man
hard.
tried to do a rap. Chris Webber, he tried to do one too.
Well, he made some beats and produced records for Nas.
Who?
Chris Webber. No serious. On an Illmatic album.
He had a song called "She Got Me."
He's talking about.
Like I say, the album never went nowhere, but that was one of.
I remember that.
And at the time, I think he was dating Nia Long, and it was called "She Got Me." That was one of the songs.
I thought he was talking about the tall model, America's Top Model girl, the one who started that.
You talk back big forehead Tyra Banks? Nah, forehead Tyra Banks was dating Lil Penny then.
No, at the time, but he was engaged to Tyra Banks.
Who was?
Chris Webber.
No crap for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I thought he was talking about her.
Nah, I thought he was talking about Nia Long. She got me. That was one of the the billboard used to be on 7 Mile in what was the street? What's the name of that street? I want to say Keystone, but that ain't just the name of the street. It was a billboard, and it had his record, his album, and what I remember the number one song on it was called "She Got Me."
Let me write this down. Let me write this down. Chris Webber.
Yep. She got me. I was like, man, is he really trying to rap? Yeah. What's the name had an album, but they never put it out. Your man blocked it. David Stern. Allen Iverson had one. It never made it.
That album was blew up for real. He knew that too. He knew it too.
Oh, Allen Iverson had two?
No, he knew that his album would have blown up. And David Stern knew it too, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a drag in there. I think that's what it is. Well, let's move forward once again. The college softball. We're keeping our word in terms of make sure we promote women's sports. Oklahoma has won their 4th national championship in a row. 4 in
That's
a row.
outrageous.
4.
That's outrageous.
I was watching the end of that game the other night. It was close. It was game 2 against Texas. Texas was the number 1 seed. Oklahoma was number 2 seed. It was close, and all of a sudden you heard tink, tink, tink. That ball was flying all over the place, and it was over. You see the Texas girls, and they was winning too. They was excited. All of a sudden, they was just. I felt bad for the Texas girl.
Do you? I mean, do you really look at that though, man? Just look at that. If you was a freshman and you were a senior right now, they only lost a total of 3 games going through that thing like that. And then just imagine if all 4 years you get a ring. She was like, ain't nobody doing this. That's what the one girl said. She's like, ain't nobody doing this. Ain't no sport. And she right. Ain't nobody did that in no sport but them.
So shout out to Oklahoma. And when you win it like that, you get the recruit. So they're gonna be back in the mix. They're gonna be back in the mix. Of course, they're a senior laden team, but they'll be back. They'll be back. And so
Sooner Booner.
Sooner Booner, that's right. That's right. I didn't know what a Sooner Booner was until I moved down to Texas. And I still don't exactly know. I asked the question all the Oklahoma people, what exactly is a Sooner Booner? So, Oklahoma Sooner Booner, what does that mean? What does it mean? It's like you ask people from Indiana, what's a Hoosier? And people in Kentucky say, I know who my daddy is. They don't know who their daddy is. That's what they mean. They say Hoosier. Who's your daddy? That's Indiana and Kentucky fight. I stay out of that one. They love to fight about that one. All right. Once again, don't forget to click like, click share, and we coming around. Let's see here. We about 3/4 way through the show, and we're gonna jump into our Tigers. We're gonna jump into the Tigers, and let's see here.
And jump right back out.
Well, they did a little bit better.
Man, no, they not, man. I won the bet. Just look, the Brew Crew, man. The Brew Crew. I won the bet. Let's just say.
They got jumped on tonight, 2-0. They got jumped on.
They what? They lost tonight.
So they're 31-32. They had 1, 2 out of 3
Look, man. Look, let's say I won. Let's just say I won.
It's not
Let's
over.
make it quick. It is over. It is over.
If the season would end now, they would still be in close contention for the playoff, for the wild card. So, hey, it's not over just yet. Can they make a run out of it? It's not over. The fat lady haven't sang yet. It's not quite over yet. So they are right now. They're 31-32. They lost 2 in a row after losing that game Friday. Wednesday I went to in Texas, and oh my God, I'm getting early. I got my little bobblehead dog. I'm at the game. I'm sitting there in the front row, and that's another thing. I won't sit in the front row ever again. I thought it was cool to sit in the front row, but the bar right there, and you got to look through the gate. I don't like that. I'm gonna sit in the second row better. At least you can see over the top. I've never sat in the front row before, and so the picture gets up there, and he threw a couple of pictures. Game started. Everybody running around them. I'm like, what's going on here? And I'm not listening to it. I'm not listening to the radio, replay. I'm just watching. I'm trying to be in the moment. Next, he come out the game. I'm like, he ain't faced one batter. Next, they pull some guy who literally ain't stretched, ain't did nothing. He get out there, he gets out the inning he gets out of a jam, out of a bases loaded. Next inning, they touch that boy up. Then after that, they touch that boy up. Next, this game is over. And they had to bring some guy out the outfield and throw 40-mile-an-hour softball tosses, and I don't know how they didn't hit the horn off of him. He got lucky. That game was a disaster. I just knew as soon as that game started that they were going to lose that game. Being there, I can tell you, I think, in my opinion, that pitch timer. When they got the pitch timer, they got 15 to 18 seconds between pitches. By the time they get the ball back and they got to get up there and pitch, I think that contributes to something to that. I think they should bring it back just a little bit. I understand you want to speed the game up, but I think that contributed to some of those injuries these pitchers are having with the pitch count. I would like to see that ball back. Let's see here.
It's over.
The Justin Henry Malloy rookie, his first hit was a home run off of Joseph Greener. pitcher for the pitcher for the Texas Rangers. He had a perfect game going into the sixth inning until he hit the ball just center, left center, not too far from where I was sitting. They hit 2 home runs in the area where I normally sit. I normally sit right off the foul pole because I like to look right down the line. 2 home runs was literally right in the area where I normally sit. I'm sitting there looking like, oh, well, I should just stay over there. I could have got a home run ball. But you never know. I guess but I'm not going to lie. I enjoy myself every time I go out there. I still had a really good time being out there, seeing the teams playing warm up because you're right there when you see the pitchers warm up. And the little kids trying to get people to sign their baseball. They be trying to drop the baseball down to the pitcher's warm up area and have them throw it back up. A couple of pitchers did sign something for the kids though. Once the game got out of hand, the game was tight. They was still paying attention. Once it got out of hand, they were doing stuff in the crowd. But 2 years in a row I went down there. The Tigers have lost. So either I should skip a year or I should sit somewhere totally different. Maybe I should sit behind the plate or something. But I still wish my Tigers well. I think they're going to do okay moving forward. I think we're going to be just fine. Hopefully we can make the playoffs this year. Hopefully. But like you say, it just might be over. I'm an eternal optimist. But like I said, my second favorite sport was baseball.
It's over. Turn on the lights. The party's over. It's over. You're not going to the World Series. It's over. I won, and it's in June. It's over.
Could be, but I'm not going to give it up just yet. Not just yet. All right, free Saturday topic. We got the Kyrie from the gallery. Kyrie from the gallery. What's the name of the pitcher? I'm sorry, the player. The player's name got his Kyrie got hurt. Pan Cheng Sung. His Kyrie got hurt. Got a gallery, and he got to make some money. So he get 10%. He had to share with the original caddy. Go to a golf tournament. Think he's gonna sit out and drink beers all day and have fun. Because I've been to a tournament before. And that's pretty much what they do. People camp out at each hole, and and people come around with the car, so it's never too far from where you can get refreshments, and they literally sit out there all day. They sit in their chairs, and they had hats, and you see them, and they try not to show them on TV, but they put them beers away. They be putting them beers away, and it's pretty cool thing. So the guy got to go out and make some money. Kudos to him. And also Birmingham Southern Baseball Division III team. They are closing out their season. They did really well. They went to the College World Series with these Division III, but they didn't quite go all the way. And they walked off the field hand in hand for the last time. The school is totally closing. And so shout out to those young men who took it upon themselves to say, hey, we're going to go out. We're going to do it anyway. We're going to make it happen. We're going to go out and we're going to represent our school. We're going to represent everything that we can do to make this last journey for us a very good one. So good luck to those gentlemen and whatever they're doing in their future life. All right. It's about that time, sir. So it's about that time, sir. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause as we get ready for Stoopid Sports News. All right. First thing we got on the list is, remember the guy we talked about last week who was driving and he had to go to jail? They were saying, well, he really did have a driver's license. It was a mix-up on the fact that he had one and it was lifted. No, as it turned out, he never ever had a license at all. He never had a license. Did you see the thing I sent you? That's what I'll send you. He never ever had a license.
He never had a license at all?
Never had a license. The judge came with the receipts. Sir, you said that you was bedridden and you couldn't go get to the Secretary of State to renew your license? Is that what you're telling me? Yes, sir. And lawyer, You're not lying to me. You know you wouldn't misrepresent anything through the law, would you? Oh no, sir, I wouldn't. Is that so? But what I have here is every year you went to the Secretary of State here in the state of Michigan and got a state ID. Because you can't have a driver's license and a state ID. And so the only thing you've ever had was a state ID. So you, sir, are in trouble.
Wow. He never had a license.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never had a license. Never ever had a license. I thought that was funny. But probably in bigger, stupid sports news, Tucapita Marcano has been permanently banned from Major League Baseball. Now you want to go to the stupidest thing ever. This man making millions. He bet a total of $150,000 on baseball, on all baseball. On MLB directly, $87,319. Average bet of $378. Number bets 231. He even bet on his own team. He bet 25 times on his own team. And of those bets, of the 231 bets, he only won 4.3% of the time. That's hustling backwards and hustling stupid. That is the stupidest thing. He's right on. If we had a hall of stupidity for the stupid sports news, he'd be right up there at the top. It's like the kid that was gambling on basketball. That don't make no sense. You jumping over pennies, you jumping over dollars to get the pennies. Why would you do that? He literally jumping over dollars. Of the $150,000, he basically won back about $750. That's just a rough guess. Don't make no sense. And here you are giving up your livelihood. Now you're gonna be a greeter at Walmart, he's probably gonna grow his beard out so people don't know who he is. That makes no sense. What are your thoughts on that, sir?
I don't know what's wrong with these players, man. The dude that played for Toronto in basketball, now you got this guy. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's something in the water. I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I really don't.
To me, this don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense whatsoever. I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, is the money not good what you're making? I don't know. I don't know.
Even if he's a rookie in the big league, he's still making enough money where if he had a good financial planner, he can live off that the rest of his life. He can put it away. He can put
absolutely.
so much. He's talking about how you put $100 away once a week for 30 years, compound interest. You're gonna have a couple $1 million. Even if you did that, you get to be my age. You can tap into that and live comfortably if you do it right.
Right. Absolutely.
No sense.
Absolutely.
I don't get it. I really don't.
Nah, it doesn't.
So now he's banned. He just banned. Why would he do that? Well, it makes no sense. Now, we got two good ones. Never had a license. Still out there driving, just stupid.
Oh God! What?
Hey, you were singing earlier. I don't want to hear it. He got banned. That doesn't make no sense. So here it is. 2 seasons in a row, 2 major sports, 2 guys are banned for gambling. So also when I put it on the page, first thing people kept asking me was, I had one guy, one of my good buddies here in Texas. So whatever happened to Ohtani? I still think that the kid, his best friend, took the fall for him. I think that Ohtani is just as guilty as
the guy. Yeah, he probably. Yeah. We'll never know.
I think that's my thoughts. I really do think that Ohtani was right there with him. He was right there making them picks out as well. But hey, you got to protect the asset.
Right.
Ohtani's pretty much the face of baseball. Pretty much. So of course, they're gonna make him look good. He's gonna take the fall. He's gonna look out for his people on the low. He gonna put. It's gonna be some good money on his books when he go to jail.
Right.
He's gonna go to the federal facility, the good kind with the tennis courts, and, on the side of them. But at the end of the day, it just don't make no sense. That's why it is right against stupid sports news. All right, we've come down to pretty much the end of the show, young man. Next show will be June 15th next week. By then we'll have a couple more games. So you want to change your prediction from Boston to 6 to Boston to 5?
I'll say Boston in 6, possibly 5, but 6 right now. I go with 6.
5 in the possible. We're gonna play spades. It's 5 in the possible.
5 in the possible.
I'm gonna stay with my 7. I'm gonna stay with my 7 because Jason Kidd is a smart coach. They didn't get off to a good start. So hey, once again they're gonna start giving Jason Tatum the Kobe treatment. They already showed him in the picture of him wearing the same shirt that Kobe had on, and that bothers me. Let Jason Tatum be Jason Tatum, not the second coming of Kobe Bryant. Let that man be on his own.
Right.
So we're gonna see. It's gonna be a good series moving forward. I see the Mavericks playing a lot better, but I do see the Celtics winning it all. That just sounds so crazy. Just to hear that. All right. Once again, don't forget we got the flagship show, Love and Stuff, Tuesday nights, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Dr. D. Wednesday show will be on internet on YouTube. Dr. Lindsay Everett. Check her out. Love in the scripture. Love history with Brother Williams, 6 p.m. Eastern. And I'm gonna look up Chris Roberts' album, in particular song she got. I'm gonna report back. And I did look at that other song. Put Me in Coast. I've been hearing that song for all those years. That's not quite the name of it, but that's that song. And that song, I did like it until y'all told me what it was. Now I'm so tired of hearing it. Because now that you know what it is, I guess if you know better, you do better, you know better. But all right, young man, we will be back next week. Be safe. We're going to get us some rest. And don't forget, we are live by Memorex. Leave some comments, and we will get back to you. Thank you for everything that you do here in the Love Stuff community. And you guys have a great rest of your week. All right? Be safe. Put some music on in the background. I like this. We're going to put on some R&B today. There we go.